So this tutorial will be a quick review of writing slope, parallel slope, and perpendicular slope from a given equation. So notice this slope is in what we call y equals mx plus b. So we should immediately be able to identify that the slope of this one is negative 5/2. All right. So if we were answering this question, we would say the slope equals negative 5/2. Well, the parallel slope is the same, negative 5/2. And the perpendicular slope, remember the perpendicular is going to be the opposite, has to be the opposite for them to intersect and create 90-degree angles. It's going to be the opposite reciprocal. So if the original is negative, which it is, then our perpendicular is going to be positive, and we're going to take the fraction 5/2 and we're going to flip it or take the reciprocal, so 2/5. So our perpendicular slope would be 2/5. All right, let's take a look at this one. Very similar, same question actually. You're going to identify the slope, the parallel slope, and the perpendicular slope from this equation. This is not in y equals mx plus b, but hopefully you recognize that it is in point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So that m right there is our slope. All right, so this question has a slope of 3. Therefore, it has a parallel slope of 3. And it has a perpendicular slope is going to be the opposite reciprocal. So we know it has to be negative because the original was positive. The perpendicular would have to be negative. And a slope of 3 is a fraction of 3/1. I could write that as 3/1. They're the same thing. Well, if we take the reciprocal of 3/1, it would be 1/3. So that would be our answer. It would be negative 1/3. All right, and that is a quick review of identifying slope, parallel and perpendicular slopes from an equation.